Hello, John. How are you today?
Oh, all right, I guess.
My name is Kathleen Kirkman. I'll be your nurse for today.
How do you do?
I wanted to ask you a couple of questions that aren't on the admission form because you came in fairly late last night. I understand you are having some problems with chest pain at home. Could you tell me something about that?
I was watching the news last night, and just before the commercial came on, I felt kind of constricted across my front here, and I felt a tingling in my left arm, and my arm was getting a little bit cold, so I took some medication and put it under my tongue.
Okay.
And I did that about 6 times, and it didn't help any. So in about 45 to 50 minutes after that, my wife called the ambulance, and they brought me in here.
Okay. Have you ever had chest pain like this before?
Yes, I had that once before.
Once before?
Yes, that's why I had the medication.
Okay. And do you know the name of the medication that you were taking?
I think so. Yes, it's nitroglycerin.
Nitroglycerin. Okay. And when you were taking your nitroglycerin, approximately how many minutes between nitroglycerins were you repeating the next one?
Oh, I don't know. About 6 minutes on the average, 6 or 7 minutes on the average.
Okay. So, as I understand it, you were sitting at home watching TV, relaxing as best one can, when you developed some pain right in this area here, and you had some tingling running down your left arm. Okay. And you had no pain in your jaw or the back of your neck at this time?
I can't remember. I don't think so.
Okay. And you began taking your nitroglycerin when you became aware of this pain?
That's correct.
And you took up to 6, approximately 6 minutes between each?
That's correct.
Okay. Have you had any shortness of breath lately in the last 6 months or so that you've noticed?
Yeah, but only when I'm climbing stairs.
Okay.
But I do notice it.
Okay. And how many flights of stairs would you be climbing that would cause you to be short of breath?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 1 flight of stairs or maybe 2?
Okay.
I shouldn't be feeling that shortness of breath, should I?
Well, it varies. For some people, after 1 flight of stairs, they might feel short of breath. Have you ever felt shortness of breath when you were sitting in a chair or doing something very passive?
Not really. I mean, sometimes when I get up from a chair too quickly, I get dizzy, but I don't think that counts.
Have you noticed any increasing fatigue lately?
Not really. I mean, I'm just generally fatigued and wish I had more holidays like everybody else, but otherwise, no.
And when you felt fatigued, is it related to an activity that you're doing? Like, what makes you feel tired when you're tired?
Well, I got tired last week when I was digging up the garden to plant some stuff, and I had to quit when I was halfway through. It's just a small patch of land, but I couldn't finish it because I was just wiped.
Okay. And last year, did you also do the garden?
Yes, and I didn't have that problem last year.
Okay, so this is sort of a new development for you with the fatigue.
Yes.
Now, when you were digging up the garden, did you notice any shortness of breath at that time?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
You did? Okay. Well, I'd like to ask you some questions about your past medical history, mostly your cardiac history, because you did come in with chest pain.
Certainly.
As you know, you had some blood work drawn, and it showed that your cholesterol levels are fairly high. Have you had any problems with blood pressure, uncontrolled blood pressure, just blood pressure problems in general?
Well, I think my blood pressure is a little bit high.
Okay.
But I don't understand that systolic stuff, so I just assume my blood pressure is high.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll make sure to go over that with you, because it'd be very good for you to know. And maybe remember some of the values your physician has given to you.
Good.
So we'll follow that through. Have you ever had coronary artery disease or angina that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
But I did have this particular chest pain last year, and that's what was prescribed for me. I think it was some kind of angina thing.
Oh, okay. So you have angina then?
Yeah.
Okay. And when was that diagnosed?
Last summer, actually.
Okay. And at that time, did your physician do an EKG on you at all?
I guess so. He sent me away for that.
Okay.
To one of those labs.
Electrodes were put on your chest?
That's right.
Okay. Have you had any problems with cholesterol, high blood cholesterol levels?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that test was ever done or anything. I don't know.
Okay. Have you had a history of diabetes for yourself?
No,
Oh, no. Okay. Any heart murmurs?
I don't think so.
Do you know what a heart murmur is?
No, I don't.
Okay. It's when the blood is flowing through the heart and it's not a nice, smooth flow.
No, I see.
It's kind of turbulent, and there are funny sounds related to that.
Yeah. No, I don't think so, no.
Okay. Have you ever had open heart surgery?
No.
Have you ever had an angiogram? It's a coronary angiogram. That's where they thread a catheter into your femoral artery, and they inject a dye.
No.
Okay. So really, the EKG is the only test that you're aware of?
That's right.
And as you know, we repeated that last night. And we drew some blood work as well. Okay. So, as for your family history, any heart problems, angina?
Well, about 4 years ago, my father had a dissecting aorta. Well, he was diagnosed with a dissecting aorta, and he had open heart surgery.
Okay.
And they fixed it with a little piece of plastic, and I think he was affected by that because his left leg is kind of dragging now, and he goes with a cane, and I think that's affected his memory. Well, his memory has been affected by that.
Okay.
And he had to go to a rehab hospital after that operation to get to use his hands again.
Okay.
My grandfather died of a stroke.
Oh. How old was your grandfather when he died of the stroke?
I don't know. I think he was 72.
Okay.
Yeah, and my father is now 81, so that's pretty good, I would think.
Any history of diabetes in your family that you know of?
None, no.
Any problems with blood pressure in your family, on your mother's side, father's side, siblings?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. Well, I'd like to ask you some questions about your employment.